NFL Week 6. I promise you guys I won't disappoint this week. Fuck you, Dallas Cowboys. Fuck you, Dak Prescott. And congratulations to the 49ers. Now I officially, not going to say I won't bet against you, but you've gained my respect. And now I truly believe you guys are a Super Bowl contender. But I think you guys will still lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. Personally, Mahomes and their defense is still my favorite team this year to take it all. But they destroyed us. I wish I would have made Cincinnati the main play. I was leaning really big on Cincinnati. I took Dallas thinking that they were going to prove that they were going to be a Super Bowl contender, and they shit the bed. Dak reminds me a lot of Tua, and they both just kind of suck ass. What's up, Salim? How you doing, bro? Sorry about
Everything good, man. Everything good.
Tua. Tua
Dallas shit
sucks
the
ass, man.
bed.
2 picks this week, and come on, man. Come on,
Ah,
Kansas City. Come on.
I think Dak is worse, man. I think Dak is definitely up there, bro. That guy
Yeah.
is terrible.
In all fairness, that was extremely disappointing. He looked like a kid out there. It looked like a college team against a high school team. At least in the offense in the Cowboys and the defense with the 49ers, it was bad, man. But the 49ers are legit. They have great pass protection. They proved that. Parsons didn't do anything. Purdy, short, simple passes. Their formula works, man. They're a great team. I can see them getting to the Super Bowl. I can see it being Kansas City against the 49ers. How about you?
That'd be nice. I think Brock Purdy definitely proved me wrong. He made some long throws that I was like, damn, that kid has some arm, has some.
He has confidence right now.
Yeah,
a
man.
lot of confidence right now, and that team is just playing well. McCaffrey, stud. Yeah, but let's get to it, guys. I promise I won't disappoint this week. I have 4 picks, 2 of them being really big ones, one of them being extremely big. It's actually college football, and I'll go over it here in a bit. I remember how it goes. I throw my picks in between, so you guys got to catch the full episode to get the plays. So let's get to it, talking about the fucking 49ers. I'm fading them this week. Yes, I'm fading them this week against the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. I know Deshaun Watson is a big if. We don't know if he's going to play or not, but defense wins championships. I believe the Cleveland Browns will cover the spread. 7.5 points. It's one of those where Purdy will get tested for the first time. We thought Dallas was going to test him because Dallas's defense is extremely difficult to go up against. But I believe the Cleveland Browns have a top 2 defense in this league right now. I think in Cleveland, traveling there after a big win, underestimating the Cleveland Browns needing this win. They're 2-2. They have a lot of potential this year if they improve this year. So I see it as a point where I like the spread. I think it ends by a touchdown or below. 49ers slow down a bit just because it's the Cleveland Browns and it's not a position that they expect much from. And I see it as a game that the Browns cover, an unpopular pick, especially most people will go against that considering how well the 49ers played last week. But that's my first pick, man. I know, Salim, you're probably like, fuck my life. I want to take the 49ers.
Nah, man. My question to you is, does anything change if Watson sits out? I'm guessing everything changes, no?
Not at all, man. If Deshaun
No?
Watson sits out, I'll still take the Cleveland Browns. I still see this as a scrappy game that the Browns are going to push to run the ball. They run the ball effectively. I know that they're very injured. I know that for a fact. I just know also that defense wins championships. I think this defense will cause Purdy to make a couple mistakes. I know Parsons got shut down by Williams and that O-line, but Cleveland's a different beast, man. That defensive line is scary. That defense is scary playing in Cleveland. Let's see how even the weather looks. I can see this being a very low-scoring game and being covered. Adding it to a teaser would be just a plus. Now, is this a play that I'm going to end up taking? I'm not sure just yet. It's a play that I'm looking at. It's one of my top 4 or 5 plays that today, it's Thursday, October 12th. There's still a lot of analyzation I have to do to finalize these plays. So I'm giving you guys these tips now. One of the big plays that I do have, I already have it finalized because I've just studied it enough to know. But we'll figure it out, man. It's going to be a big decision between Deshaun Watson or not. But I know that's a non-popular pick, and most people are going to be like, fuck, dude, that's scary. How about you, man? What are you thinking about this weekend? Give us a pick. So they could, if you're right, they can start celebrating you. If you're wrong, they can start shitting
Man,
you.
you're going to put me on the spot. I'm
On
over
the
here
spot,
with my
man.
fantasy notes, bro. Let's
Give
see.
a pick. Give a pick.
Let me look.
You're probably
Bro,
the Dolphins. Dolphins
Nah.
minus 13.5. I'd fade that. No, I'm not fading the Dolphins anymore, guys. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
That's some scary shit. No, it's just, man, after this Giants weekend, we went to the game. It's hard to go against that team. They could go off at any second. Tyreek Hill is their main guy in that team. Without Tyreek Hill, Tua is nothing. So let's go on to game 2. Now, this game is a game that I'm leaning heavily into taking. The 4 o'clock game. It's a game here in Florida, and it's Tampa Bay against Detroit Lions. I'm going with Tampa Bay here. +3 at home. A game that I feel like Baker's stepping up, man. I like Baker. I like their defense. I like their offense. They're experienced. They're going up against Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions are playing extremely well, man. That offense is scary. I do agree with that. That defense is playing well. But I like Tampa Bay at home +3, getting value at home. I don't see how that line is +3. I know you guys, and probably listening to this right now, are probably like, Detroit should be a bigger favorite. They're better. No, man, they're playing in Tampa. It's a +3 line. That line's probably going to creep down to +2.5. I would bet money it creeps down to +2.5 before it creeps up to 3.5 or 4. Let's see what happens with injuries. But I do see Tampa Bay covering this play. I do see this as a dog alert. Woof, woof. A plus money dog alert. I'm seeing it as one, man. At home, well rested. Detroit traveling. Detroit playing well. They destroyed a shitty team last week. Just a little side note so you guys know. If you guys ever want to know what goes in through my brain, my analysis, what I do on a day-to-day to pick these winners to go on 4-month streaks, 4-year streaks, you name it, I go through this in my inner circle. My inner circle is a group of guys where we go through all these plays, what I look at, trends, every little detail on how I pick my plays. If you guys want to learn how to pick plays like me, I've proven it to most of you guys. If you go look at my profile, pretty profitable, probably one of the few. So if you guys want to learn that, just DM me, Ready, or you heard me on my YouTube, and I'll go over it and show you guys what it's about. Now let's go on to the next pick. You want to throw a quick fantasy for the guys in between?
I mean,
the next one's the big one. The next one's the big one. I'll repeat.
all right.
The next one's the big one.
So my biggest, I think, fantasy take is I think the Bears with the Fields and Moore, they're gonna go off against Minnesota, man. I think they're gonna do their
Going
thing.
for back-to-back weeks of Justin Fields and DJ Moore.
I am, bro. I think they're gonna keep it going against Minnesota. That +3, I was looking at it now. I don't know, man. I like it.
Look, man, I gotta agree with you there. I do gotta agree with you there. I can see Chicago covering that, winning that, especially after last week. If they gotta maintain their same scheme that they did last week, short passes and long passes, keep Justin Fields comfortable. That's the name of the game. That's their quarterback. You gotta adjust to his play, or else you gotta bench him and find a quarterback that fits the coach's play. And I think last week that happened, and we saw what they could do. Everyone was big on Chicago coming in, and now they're 1-4. If they continue doing this, I could see them turning the page. It's 1-4. It's hard to come back from, but the Detroit Lions did it last year. They started the season shitty as hell, and they ended up coming back. So we'll find out. I think there's good games this week, but in a way, they're not the greatest, in my opinion. I don't know if you've checked the fact that favorites have pretty much covered in 60-70% of the games in the NFL this year. Yeah. Like public favorites and favorites. It's weird. So that's, if you've been sports investing, sports betting for a while, that should tell you something. That should get you excited. That should tell you that things change. Patterns happen. Vegas doesn't lose too often. If they're losing 6 weeks in a row, man, the tide will turn one way or another at some point. When last week, the favorites, the teams that had majority of the money, went 6-7-1 against Vegas, and Vegas lost their ass. That doesn't happen too often, man. Vegas isn't a billion, almost $1 trillion industry. Not Vegas, sports betting, sports books, all combined. They're not that because they fucking lose. Keep that in mind when you're making your plays. When you guys that don't really do this are looking at games like fucking Kansas City Chiefs, and you're taking them money line, or taking them -10.5, or taking the fucking 49ers this weekend. Little things like that. You got to think second level and beyond, not what you see. It goes beyond that. And if the more you do this, the better you get at it. And that's what I teach my guys at the inner circle. Let's go to the big fucking play of the week. And I'm going to start with college football. I'm going to start with college football before going into NFL. It is my game of the century. Just because I say it's the game of the century, guys, doesn't mean I'm going to put $100,000 on it. That's not my style. It's never been. You guys know I invest. I don't gamble. I keep my units the same, and that's why we grow consistently over time. Investing. We don't gamble. I really like Notre Dame this weekend versus USC. Notre Dame at home. It's a classic example of what defense does against a team with no defense. Sure, USC's offense is 10 times better, but then USC has zero defense, man. Zero fucking defense. Letting Arizona State almost beat you, letting Colorado put up 24 against you, dude, Notre Dame is going to eat you, man. Their quarterback is playing well. They lost last week. They're hurt. They know they need to win this game. That was a game they needed to win last week. They were climbing up the ranks, or I guess down, you can say. And now you're playing them in Notre Dame. Caleb Williams is going to ball, but that defense is going to allow them to fucking run the ball, chew clock, and dominate that game. -2.5. That line is a little fishy to me. I want to see a little bit more to it, but as of now, that's my play of the week, man. Notre Dame -2.5. I take a money line, play it safe just in case it's a 1.2 point game. But at home, Notre Dame, after a defeat against Louisville, a game they should have won, USC just fucking let Arizona State almost beat them, and it was all due to their defense. You don't allow Arizona State to run the ball on you, a team that's supposedly one of the best in the nation. Come the fuck on, bro. Notre Dame, guys, Notre Dame. I'm an Irish this week, and I'm an Irish and a Seminole, but I'll be fucking wearing Irish shit because they're going to win this weekend. Ah, man, let's go fucking Notre Dame, boys.
Let's see, bro. I hate Notre Dame, but we're riding with them.
So you guys know a little story. Notre Dame 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when I was in Atlantic City, that fucking game that they covered against Duke in the very last second, it was a shift from making $10,000-$15,000. I could have made $35,000 in 4 days. I ended up profiting like 12 because of that, man. Because they decided to run into the end zone, convert the 2 points. It was brutal, but you know, I profited.
I remember. I still remember that play, bro. That guy fucking 4th and 19. The quarterback runs, it gets the first down, and then they rush a 30-yard rush, do a 2-point conversion, bro. I was dying.
Talk about bad luck, man. Like, they end up losing the game in the last minute. They don't cover, and their quarterback got injured.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The quarterback got fucked. I don't know if they're gonna be able to bounce back from that. But yeah, man, Notre Dame this weekend. I like their quarterback. He's cool, calm, collected. That guy won them that game, 4th and 16. He converted against them. Fuck you in that moment, but I love you this weekend. I hope you cover, and I hope you're going to win, man. You're going to win. So before I give out what I'm going to pretty much, it's already an official play for me this weekend for Sunday NFL. I want my boy Salim to take a guess here at what the play is. Can you guess? I think you can guess. Just make it quick. Don't overthink it. If you overthink it, then I'm going to just say it and call it a day. Don't say Dolphins, bro. Don't say fucking Dolphins.
Your play of the week?
It's not Dolphins.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Wow. Why Jacksonville?
I think 4.5 is low, man. I like Jacksonville.
No, I'm taking the Giants money line.
Giants money line. Holy shit.
Bro, you gotta be dumb if you believe I'm taking that. But let's go into it, man. Can you imagine like the balls you gotta have to take the Giants money line?
Okay.
If you show me someone takes the Giant money line for a couple of G's, in a sense, for some reason, I would respect it. I wouldn't. I'd be like,
all right, got some balls on you.
Bravo. No, you gotta have some balls to be able to do that type of shit. Look, man, I asked you to guess the game because you guessed it already. It's the Bears, bro. Bears +3 at home against the Vikings all day. After what we saw last week, all fucking day, man. I love what we're seeing. I love that it's at -3. I love that it opened at 3.5, 4 in some books. It's climbed down to 3. Man, the Vikings are, I think they're such a undervalued team. And I know this contradicts that I'm taking the Bears. They're just not clicking, man. Kirk Cousins is just, he's good, man, but there's just something missing always. You got Jefferson out now, their main piece. I think after that many blows, after the way they lost last week, how many times this year have they been able to win the game and then they just or just fucking like be able to cover or be able to just like, it's been a 1-possession game most of the time. They just don't know how to finish games. And now you're going to Chicago. They just had a big win. There's momentum on their side. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. At +3, you're giving me 3 points with Justin Fields at home. That crowd's going to be bananas, man. They're expecting Justin Fields to ball, and I'm giving it +3. I think that's the best play of the week. I am looking, so you guys know, at Bengals Seattle. I do want to see more out of that in the next coming days to fully decide. If you guys don't know, 10-1 over my last MLB place. MLB has been red hot all season, one of my favorite sports. NBA is starting here soon. 4 months in a row, I've profited 100 and what, like 20-something thousand dollars. You guys want all the proof to it? I have it from tickets to spreadsheet. I'll add you to my Telegram where you see the place timestamped throughout the weeks, months, you name it. The proof is in the pudding. With that said, if you're not in my free Telegram, I highly suggest you join it. It's in the link below. You see the free Telegram. I post a couple plays there a week so far. In the last, I believe, 5, I'm 4-1 last week. So free value, free play. Check it out. And then if you ever want to decide to take this more serious and actually make it an investment where you're profiting each week, making a residual income, then we can talk about it. But I'm fully aware that in this industry, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit and you got to prove your value. I do it pretty much every day by posting all my results on Instagram and everything. So if you don't follow me, it's at AF Sports, also on the links below. Probably one of the few, if not only pages, to not only post the results every day with units, but I post my tickets, my week counts every single week. You know what's happening every single week, how much money I'm making, what happened that day before, and it all matches, man. There's value to that. This could be an investment. I average, on average, Salim can attest, and so can my thousands of clients. On average, at a minimum, I make $7,000 a week on average doing this. Bad months can happen, but throughout the year, I profit. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you guys take these plays. I promise you, back-to-back weeks don't happen like they happened last week. If I went 2-3 last week, or whatever I went 3-2, this week I'll probably go 3-1, 4-1. NFL typically picks up for me later in the weeks. Salo, you got anything to say before we wrap this bitch up?
Man, I just think people got to take advantage of that free Telegram, man. See what we're about. Jump in there, get the value, share with your friends, share the videos. And we have some exciting stuff coming. Something that you haven't touched on yet, that referral stuff that we're about to launch. A lot of exciting stuff coming.
A lot of stuff, man. Like, I'm also working on building a course, a beginner's course. If you're new to this or starting to want to get into the analyzing the play, seeing how to do this long term, I'm building a course for you guys. It will be out here probably before the year ends. I'll keep you guys posted with that. I think that's it, man. Oh, fuck, I forgot to record this. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
I thought you were going to make a cool reaction there. It would have been funny as fuck. But guys, we invest, don't gamble, man. I'll see you guys next week.